Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh for the all listener out there. We always heard about probability in middle school back then, but its probability is useful in our real life situation. So our group will make an experiment to study the use of probability in real life by rolling a dice. Before that, I would like to introduce my group member.
Every night in my mind, I feel the perfume of the spring. Baby, I don't deny you're the lady of my dreams.
Hi, I'm Amira Akila. I will talk about introduction for this study. In this study, a person needs to roll one dice for 30 times and we need to observe and record them for 3 types of objective that we have. After that, the calculation for the probability getting an even number or odd number. By using those results, we will show you a live result for a dice experimental probability calculation and also show you how to calculate this experiment based on the theoretical probability that we learned in the class. So, here we have 3 objectives in this study. First, to record the outcome from 30 trials of rolling a dice. Second, to calculate the experimental probability and the theoretical probability of rolling an even number and odd number. Lastly, to compare the experimental probabilities obtained from the trials with the theoretical probabilities to analyze any differences.
For the methodology, we are using one standard 6-sided dice with a phrases numbered from 1 to 6. Then, we roll the 6-sided dice 30 times and record each outcome immediately after each roll to ensure accuracy. Then, we organize all outcomes in appropriate table. And then we are calculating experimental and theoretical probabilities and compare it. Then we summarize the findings. As we seen in this table above, we have recorded and list all of the 30 outcomes for the experiment. So, as we see, we have a number 1, we get a top 4 times, and the number 2, we have a 4 times, same as for the number 3, same as number 1 and number 2, we get 3 times, and the number 4, we have the highest of outcomes we get is 8, and the number 5, we get 3, and the last one, the 6, we get 7 of the outcomes. So we list a new outcome of odd and even number, which is we have 11 of odd number and 19 for even number. For the calculation of the experimental probability for even number, we obtained 19 even number in 30 trials. Therefore, I divided the number of times the event occurred by the total number of trials. So we get 11 over 13 for the experimental probability of rolling an even number. For the theoretical probability, for the theoretical probability, a die has 6 phrases, which are numbered from 1 to 6, leading to the 6 possible outcomes. We might get the number 2, 4, and 6 from even number. Therefore, we get 3 over 6, and we simplify it to 1 over 2. That is the answer for the theoretical probability of rolling an even number.
I will continue for question C. For the calculation of the experimental probability for odd numbers, we obtained 11 odd numbers in 30 trials. Therefore, I divided the number of times the event occurred by the total number of trials. So, we get 11 over 30 for the experimental probability of rolling an odd numbers. Next, question D. For the theoretical probability, a dice has 6 faces, which are numbered from 1 to 6, leading to 6 possible outcomes. We might get the numbers 1, 3, and 5 for odd numbers. Therefore, we get 3 over 6, and we simplify it to 1 over 2. That is the answer for the theoretical probability of rolling at odd number.
Next, this question show about difference between experimental probability of rolling even number and theoretical probability of rolling an even number. First, calculate the experimental and theoretical probability even number based on question before. By this question, we calculate experimental probability, which is 19 over 30 times 100, and get 63.33%. Next, for the theoretical problem, 1 over 2 times 100, and we get 50%. But to find the difference, we have to minus both of the answer of the experimental and theoretical probability, which is 63.33% minus 50%, and we get 13.33% as the difference between them. For the last question, this question show about difference between experimental probability of rolling odd number and the theoretical probability of rolling an odd number. The calculation same as question before. First, calculate the experimental probability odds number, which is 11 over 30 times 100, and get 36.67%. Next, for the theoretical probability, 1 over 2 times 100, and we get 50%. Then minus both of the answer of the experimental and theoretical probability, which is 50% minus 36.67%, and we get 13.33% as the difference between them. Based on the experiment analysis, result on experimental probability on even number is 63.33%, although on odd number we get 36.76%. So, we can distinguish between the experimental and theoretical probabilities of a random variable, which is experimental probability of an event is actually happen, and make it more accurate result than theoretical probability. In addition, the discrepancies between the experimental and the theoretical probabilities highlight the impact of sample size. With only 30 trials, random variation can significantly affect the result. In summary, while our experiment provides useful insight into the nature of probability, it also underscores the importance of large sample size for more accurate results.
That's all for our group. Thanks for watching and see you at the next time.